Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the buffed KN57 best class setup after the 1.13 update in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And to be honest, overall it wasn't buffed significantly, but the fact that they went ahead and nerfed some other weapons makes this weapon a little bit more viable. They increased the range from 15.5 yards to about 17.5 yards. So it got a 2-yard buff. I know this is a KN57 best class setup video, but I ended up choosing this option because I ran a poll in my community tab asking what you guys wanted to see. And as you can see, the KN57 took a majority of the vote. I'm going to go ahead and run this poll again. I'm going to add another weapon. Go ahead and spam in the comment section letting me know which weapon you'd like to see added to this list so we can get another poll running. For the KN57 class setup, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about two different gameplays. The one that's been rolling in the background, and then I'm going to do a full gameplay breakdown on another match where it was very close. It came down to the wire and I had to clutch up to get my streaks to make sure that we could actually get the ball rolling and win the match. So go ahead and stick around for that, but I'm going to give you two best class setups for this weapon. If you do enjoy the video in any way, please remember to hit that like button. We still have 85 of you that are not currently subscribed that are watching my content on a regular basis. If you're one of those 85%, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with notifications on so you can ensure you make it back to the channel. So this first best class setup is a little bit more for a slower play style, and the reason for that is because you're going to be running a suppressor. So you're ideally going to be going for flanks. You can see I'm using hybrid mag, stock, rapid fire, and the suppressor. I'm running that CommSec device. I was experimenting with Flak Jacket. I'm going to talk a little bit about that perk a little bit later on. And then I have Dead Silence, which is my main go-to, so anyone running acoustic sensor won't be able to pre-aim me around corners. Obviously, in the class setup, since I don't have Scavenger, I am going to be running Crash, but you can easily swap out that Flak Jacket for Scavenger, and that is all going to be preference. So you can see from the gameplay right there, I was kind of trapped in that scenario. They had barbed wire, there was a guy in mid, there was a guy coming out of their spawn. So all I kind of had to do is kind of predict where someone was going to be, post up against the wall, but I didn't have much maneuverability, so it was kind of a bad spot. Ended up getting lasered by a sniper there. The guy ended up hitting 2 shots. I thought I could take him out before then, but you're going to see how I kind of turn it around. There ends up being a guy on the other team. He starts off 17-0, and once I realized this, I changed up my playstyle to make sure that I'm going to be aggressively targeting that player, because as long as I'm able to stop that player or shut them down, I can go ahead and turn the tide of the match. It's a nice little triple kill right there. So this weapon does have some pretty good lethality. You can see I am running the suppressor on the weapon. So if I'm going to go for a flank, I'm going to be able to cut people off guard. Right here, I end up getting shot in the back because I cleared out the entire midsection. I pushed forward, looking into the spawn, seeing if anyone was going to run out. There really shouldn't have been anyone coming from behind me, but there was no way to clear that up. That guy clearly went all the way around, went for the flank, and came back into his own spawn. Smart play on that player's part. Not really anything I could have done other than maybe rotating around the outside of the map instead of staying inward. Get a nice little clean double kill, take out that first guy on the right. And right now you can see that the enemy player calls in his attack chopper. This is when I realized something is not right. We're barely winning, but he was probably camping for his streaks. I don't know exactly. I didn't really run into him, or at least I didn't know I ran into him. And it looks like a bad scenario for me right now because I really can't run out in the open. Luckily, this map is pretty covered, so I do have a little bit of coverage when I'm staying in this building. But the overall goal has to be to wait out this attack chopper and make sure that I can get my streaks, and then make sure that the enemy player is no longer getting his streaks. A lot of times people wonder, well, how the heck do you do that? And step 1 in that process is to identify who the player is. In this case, I know that this player is Crash. I went ahead and looked at the scoreboard. There's actually 2 different things you can do. If you acknowledge where they're at, you can go ahead and take an advantageous position to actually take them out. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of obstacles along the way because they do have teammates and there's other enemies running around the map. But you just got to position yourself smartly and make sure that these people are not able to continue going on their streak. The other part of it is if you see 2 people running at you and one of them happens to be them, you're going to have to prioritize them. Even if you're going to lose a gunfight, make sure that they end up dying because the goal should be that they do not get streaks. We will go ahead and transition to the second gameplay, but the main reason I want to include this kill confirm gameplay, even though it went to time, it was a little bit slower match, is because of how rough it was planning to start, especially since that guy streaked up. So keep in mind that now they've extended the length of kill confirm and TDM, that it can be much more of a marathon and not necessarily a sprint. It's not like whoever gets the streaks first is going to be guaranteed winner. So as long as you maintain that composure, you still have a good chance of winning the match. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the other best class setup that I have for the KN. I actually think this one is slightly better. Obviously, if you're not a fan of the suppressor, this is probably going to be the way to go for you. So the only thing I went ahead and changed up is I dropped the suppressor for quick draw. So I'm going to be running the hybrid mag, stock, rapid fire, quick draw, still the CommSec device, Flak Jacket, and Dead Silence. So for this match, it was actually a lot closer. It ended up being where they even had the lead of like 10 or 15 points towards the end. And when there was very little time left, very little tags left, I had to step it up. There's some clutch moments, which we'll get into. I'll kind of talk about my mindset as I'm playing, so you guys have a better idea on how you should be using this weapon. Obviously, I don't have a suppressor, so every time I fire my weapon, I will appear on the enemy's minimap. Coming around for a flank, end up taking the first guy out. I do see a guy coming through this doorway. I'm not 100% sure if he's right there. Jump out as soon as I know exactly where he's at. I decided to push back around the outside of the map. You'll see right here, I push with my teammate, and then I decide, no, I'm going to go for a flank. And then I just give a little bit bad timing. I should have peeked the left, seeing who was coming from that way. It's kind of my blind spot. If you see the kill cam, you can see that I didn't really give a good peek that way. But if I did, I would have obviously seen that guy and had a good chance to take him out. Go ahead and push around this left side, knowing that now the spawns have flipped. The enemies are on the opposite end of the map. So as I come around this side, I'm able to get a couple easy kills. I'm able to flank this guy that's just kind of posted up, camping, ADSing. Then I ended up shooting the other guy, but it was a little too late. My teammates cleaned him up. And there ends up being two guys back over here. What you guys didn't see is the match before this. I went ahead and lowered my sense because it felt a little bit off. And then I was like, heck nah, let me go ahead and boost it back up to 6. 5, I know for some of you guys feels really slow, but I felt like I was just losing engagements just because people are moving way too fast. So even though I think I'm actually more accurate at those medium to long ranges with a 5.5, I made that adjustment because there's so many close quarter engagements that I just lose because I'm not able to track the target fast enough. So I went ahead and skipped a little bit further ahead so I can get back into the action. You're going to see I end up taking out this guy right here. End up pre-aiming. There's 2 of them, so I know I got to back off. I'm hoping that the guy's going to charge. I'm going to make sure I'm pre-aiming, see if the guy comes out. He doesn't end up re-engaging. Push around to this left side, expecting that someone's going to be coming through the garage, not 100% sure. The guy ends up walking out. I'm able to snap on, absolutely demolish him. So you can see that this gun melts in a good way. It has a fast time to kill as long as you're able to hit your shot. Going ahead and clearing out the spawn, I shoot through right here. Not really getting any hit markers until the guy jumps. I guess you can't shoot through the little railing. Then I go ahead and make sure I lock down this area, finding out exactly where people are. I can see that there's a little bit of engagements going on here, so I come around, get a nice little easy kill from behind. And I know I'm getting close to my streak, so I don't want to play too aggressive. I do want to play for my life and just make sure that I'm positioned in a good way so I can get some easy kills. This guy jumps out, and you can see how fast he's moving. For whatever reason, this guy with the switchblade, I was not able to hit him. He had some incredibly fast strafing speed, jumping speed, able to laser me. That gun does melt at very close range, but beyond that really close range, it is a garbage SMG. Just as a heads up, so don't get hyped about tier 100. So now that I know we're behind, I know that I have to make sure that I'm grabbing these tags. A lot of times I do avoid them just to play my life, but in these scenarios, I just got to jump on those tags to help me get those streaks that much faster. I do end up seeing this guy, take him out pretty quickly. I know there's another guy down below. I go ahead and rush down, see if I can get a nice little easy kill. He ends up popping around the left side, take him out. You can see he is definitely a running gun type player. He's always jumping around the corner with that little SMG, the switchblade. Then I just run into a scenario where I kind of get bad timing. I thought I can make it back around the corner, and then I get absolutely lazy. This guy was just posted up. I think they did have a UAV in the air, so they were more than likely able to spot me. Right here, you can see we're only down by 6 tags, but it's going to start to get a little bit stretched out. And then I'm going to have to go ahead and step it up, actually get my streaks, and chain that stuff together. And sometimes in these moments when I'm playing like this, I end up getting a little frustrated because I think I should already have my streaks by now. I should have already been like steamrolling the lobby. And sometimes it just happens to have bad luck. Maybe I miss my shots. And those are all part of the in-game mechanics. I know there's a couple guys here. We go ahead and grab those tags. The spawn should still be in this area. Once we acknowledge that they're not, I go ahead and rotate back around to the other side. And this happens pretty often on Kill Confirmed and TDM, that the spawns are always flipping. And that is not a good thing. Typically, you want the spawns in a general area for a majority of the match, because spawns in a general area make it very predictable, which allow you to streak up, control the map, and then overall dominate the flow of everything. And it doesn't help that 9 out of 10 players that you'll end up playing with do not run a UAV or do not actually get a UAV. And those are so useful in chaining to the next streak, because sometimes you're like 1 kill off, 2 kills off, and that allows you to get to that next level. Right here, I'm able to call on the UAV, get a little bit of map awareness, see my teammates spawn in this area, so now I know that they're behind me. Gotta go ahead and rotate back around, see if I can pick up a couple easy kills. Because like I said, at this point in the match, I'm getting a little frustrated that I had not got my streaks yet. And that's just something you got to deal with on a regular basis. I see the guy jumping over. I was pre-aiming, took him out, and he was only able to land 1 shot before he was actually put down. Right now, I'm just pretty much pre-aiming the area. The guy ended up jumping out, which threw me off a little bit. He was able to land a few shots, but luckily at that range, that weapon is not very strong, or else he probably would have demolished me with most weapons. It's kind of pre-aiming, hoping that someone would strafe out instead of jump out. Luckily, I was centered fairly well. I was able to snap onto this guy, absolutely demolish him before he was able to kill me. I was pretty much 1 shot. And right now, I know I'm close to that next streak. I call in the drone squad. I know I'm a couple kills off this strike team. I know this guy's kind of camping in the corner, but I'm leaving him alone. I was hoping that if I ran out, my drone squad would have taken him out. And you'll see I even watched the kill cam because this guy should 100% been dead since he had no perks to counter that drone squad. He ends up lasering me again. He is an aggressive player. He's killed me 3 times. I killed him twice. And in my head, I'm even more frustrated because I should have already had all my streaks in that scenario. I thought the drone squad would have taken that guy out. So the streaks in the game do not always work perfectly, but this is a point where I actually need to step it up, make sure that I'm not dying anymore. Gotta chain these kills together, get as many kills as possible without dying. See, I do end up playing a little bit aggressive, ran right through middle, end up peeking the enemy spawn, seeing if anyone's gonna be running out of there. It looks like my teammate's right there. Looks like there's a couple guys up here, so I peek up. Wasn't fast enough to take out the first guy, but I'm able to laser the second guy, and I kind of run around. I see my teammate was coming up the other side, hoping that I could probably get that assist. And I know it's not a huge lead, but overall, when you're down by a good number of tags and you don't have any streaks, not really going to be able to change the momentum. So I know I need to step it up and make sure that I'm laser focused. Right now I'm focusing on the mini map. I can see this guy's trying to flank around, pre-aim, absolutely demolish him. Since I do see my teammates helping out, I push aggressively for that kill, end up taking the tag, and now I have a UAV. Now I can play a little bit more aggressively. Know I have my ammo, so now I get that extra score for every kill. I'm thinking if someone's going to come around the back spawn, I'm just going to kind of wait it out. And now I can actually go for a flank. I know that both of them went upstairs. I know that someone's still going to be coming out of spawn. I laser that guy. And then I'm thinking, okay, well now I can't go that way. They know exactly where I'm at. Giving away my position on the minimap. Let me go ahead and jump up. Get a nice little flank. Easy kill. Run for the tag. And then I go ahead and run downstairs. See, a guy was down here. My teammate took him out. And now I'm starting to chain some kills together. I use my specialist ability to bring up my score. I'm basically an assist off. I thought I was a little bit closer. Thought I was going to be able to actually get that drone squad. Did land a hit marker there, so now I'm able to get that drone squad. So at this point, we're kind of running out of time when it comes to tags. You can see the enemy score is rather close. They only need about 10 tags, while we need about 20. We definitely have to step up the game, make sure we're grabbing as many tags as possible. Paying attention to the minimap, I see that the teammate runs up there, end up covering the back, clear out that guy. The guy ends up taking the tag right here, and then now we're positioned, okay, which side are they going to be coming out of? We don't have a lot of map awareness, but I do have my drone squad. And since the enemies are really on both sides of the map, it's very hard to predict where enemies will be because that basically means they're slipping through the cracks and they could be at a lot of random spots. Luckily, I'm able to turn, snap onto this guy, take him out rather quickly, and now I have my strike team. End up pre-aiming right here, deciding if I wanted to run for those tags. I didn't feel like it was a safe shot. And you can see right here, the flak jacket comes in clutch because now it protects you from reactor core and it allows you to heal up rather quickly. So right here, I took a little bit of damage. I'm able to heal myself almost right away, even after getting heat wave. Perfect timing. The guy ends up jumping right over. Get to shoot him in the back. And luckily, with the help of a teammate, we're able to clear out a few more guys. I do slide, end up grabbing this tag. I didn't run forward to grab the other tag. I was kind of in a bad spot. Get hit a couple times. Now I'm running for the next tag. You can see they need to get 4 tags. We need to get 7. We've definitely closed that gap a little bit, but we got to make sure we're winning these gunfights. The strike team's going in. We're looking like we're going to flip the spawn, so I'm running out to grab that tag. And now that score is tied, and we actually have a really good shot of winning. The strike team's getting some kills. And as I come around the corner, my teammate gets killed and absolutely laser the guy before he's able to grab the tag. And I'm able to rush and grab both of those tags. And that pretty much puts us in a position where we're going to win the match. And I hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay. If you did, remember to hit that like button. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you can find your way back. I know the gameplay wasn't as one-sided as I normally like to post, but I kind of wanted to show off a few different things in this gameplay. Hopefully you found it helpful. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.